Hello friends and welcome back to my home. Today we're going to dive into the bride's reference book and tackle the 1950s morning routine that is in this book, which is mainly cleaning the house. If you are new here and you don't know, I am a mother of 5, so obviously I have a little more to clean than the average bride. A lot of people who click into my videos expect that because I am very vintage themed, I will probably have a perfectly beautiful and tidy house, and that's simply not the case. I have 5 children, we live in a fairly small home for the amount of people that live here, and I am neurodivergent, so I have a lot of struggles around cleaning and keeping routines done and all of that. But I have found that consistently doing these routines helped me figure out how to keep house, which is something that I didn't really absorb as a child, and as a young married woman I didn't know what I was doing. I find it very helpful to have a cleaning routine that is written out and it tells me exactly what to do and where to go and how to do it, because then I don't have to think about it and I have more energy to do the thing instead of having to sit there and write out my own routine. It is a whole mental thing, and you are free to go back and watch some of my other videos where I have explained it a little bit further, but for now, let's jump into this routine. Immediately upon rising, throw back the bed covers and pillows. If the weather is nice, leave the window open to air out the bed and the room. In the summertime, draw the shades against the morning sun. In the winter, run them up so that the sun can help heat the house. Right here, I want to read a quote from the bride's reference book because it always makes me laugh. If you are a bride with a maidless kitchen, learn to get up gracefully in the morning. Give a quick few brushes to your hair, tie it back with a ribbon rather than fussing with girls. A dash of cold water on your face, toothbrush drill, and light application of lipstick gives you confidence for grappling with the coffee pot and orange squeezer. 10 minutes should do it. Don't weaken and start the coffee first, or you will soon cease to bother going to pretty up. There lies the downward path from the beautiful bride to the disheveled wife. Of course, for my sake, I simply put in to brush your hair, tie it back, and take 10 minutes to freshen up. Brush your teeth, wash your face, and apply lipstick. I actually really like this little routine of sort of tidying up myself before I tidy up the house, as it really does help make me feel a little bit more ready to face the day. Cook and serve breakfast. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to make a series of videos on 1950s breakfast, 1950s lunch, and 1950s dinners. I have been thinking for a while that it might be fun to do a week of each to share, so if that's something that you are interested in, let me know. Now, of course, I am not a brand new bride, so a lot of the time, breakfast for me is what can be the easiest and most hands-free, as usually in the morning my baby likes to cuddle and be held and just generally needs a little more attention as he wakes up. This morning I opted for scrambled eggs with dill and onion and also French toast because I haven't made that in a long time and my kids are on spring break, which means that I am making breakfast more often than usual. Otherwise, they tend to eat cereal or toast or bagels with cream cheese, but I thought I would make this morning a little bit more special. If you are curious what the kind of standard breakfast is that I have seen across all of my vintage menu planning books, it is almost always a piece of toast, bacon or sausage, eggs, and fruit. There would also be milk, orange juice, and coffee to offer. Grapefruit is the most common fruit that is suggested in almost all of my breakfast menu planning cookbooks, which I find to be very interesting because I feel like very few people eat grapefruit anymore. Now, I forgot to mention that I am starting this routine after having a birthday party for our 1-year-old, as well as running off to Easter the next day. So my table is not in the place that it should normally be, but we will get to that later. Scrape and stack the breakfast dishes and put away the cream, butter, and any other foods used. Here is where you should take 30 minutes to get ready for the day. In the bride's reference book, it suggests 10 minutes of exercise, 10 minutes for a quick shower, and then 10 minutes for makeup and getting dressed. Personally, I find that my general makeup routine does not take me very long, so this is pretty realistic, although I do not want to take a shower in the mornings. So I opted to simply put my hair up and under a headscarf, and I am wearing a true vintage 1950s rayon dress, and all of my undergarments are also vintage. A lot of people have asked how I do my headscarves, so I decided to leave this entire clip in so that you can see the full process. It is really very simple. It's just tying a triangle onto your head with a bow and then pinning the bow down so that everything stays. And then I did my makeup, which includes foundation, blush, mascara, eyebrow powder, and lipstick. And I was ready for the day. Okay, before we go any further in the cleaning routine, I want to show you something. And you might be wondering what the heck this dusty tin is. Well, I'm about to tell you. This is where Skillshare comes in. They are the sponsor of today's video, and they are currently helping me edit the first novel that I ever wrote. Most of you know me as the vintage girl, the vintage mom, the messy one, I don't know. But some of you may not know that I also write novels, and I have been writing since I was about 7 years old, and I've been pursuing writing romance novels since I was about 16. That's 20 years ago. Almost. The first romance novel that I ever wrote was very epic and extremely long. It was 200,000 words, which is way longer than a first-time novel should be, because I didn't really know how to develop my plot or my characters or anything like that, and I really didn't know how to edit myself down. This is where I'm using Skillshare. They have a learning path called Develop Memorable Characters, and they also have several classes on copywriting and editing your own stories so that you can make them publishable. Now, I have been wanting to dig into this novel for literal years, so I love that Skillshare has these options, but they have so much more than that. Skillshare is the largest online community for creatives, and they have hundreds of classes on pretty much anything you could think of, including how to cook intuitively, how to write a novel, how to develop memorable characters, how to take great photos, how to edit videos, how to start a YouTube channel. The options to learn are endless, and I have not stopped discovering all of the ways that I can up my own skills in order to be a better creative person. So thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and getting me to tackle a job that I have been putting off for literally 16 years. If you would like to try them out for yourself, the first 500 people who use my link down below will get a free month, which is a steal. And honestly, if you continue to use Skillshare and you find it as useful as I have found it, it's only like 2 coffees a month. And really, what's more worth it? 2 coffees or the opportunity to be a better, more creative, and more successful person? I think it's a pretty clear choice. So don't forget, you can click down in my link below and the first 500 people will get a free month. And without any further ado, let's get back to filming this cleaning routine. I definitely did not just get super distracted reading my old novel. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Now, I was supposed to clear the breakfast table and scrape and stack the dishes to be ready for washing before I got ready for the day, but I kind of got distracted, so we were doing it in a little bit of a different order. With one final pour of coffee, and after stacking my dishes as well as I could to be washed later, I am off. As I mentioned, I started this routine right after we had been gone for Easter, and the day before had been a birthday party, which I had completely exhausted myself putting on. So I really did not do any cleaning until I filmed this the day after Easter. The baby had gotten into our sock basket, and all of his brand new toys were all over the floor, so all of that had to be tidied up. For the new bride, she will assemble anything into a basket that does not belong to that room to remove when she leaves. She will take out old newspapers, renew flower water, and remove faded ones. We can't actually have real flowers anywhere in our living room because the cat, which you can currently see on the screen, likes to knock over all of the vases and drink the water. So all of my flowers are fake. Here you can see I'm putting away all of our kids' books because, once again, the baby has discovered that he can pull them all off the shelves. Someone suggested that I should get a basket instead of having all of our kids' books be on the bookshelf, but I don't think this makes much sense as it's not going to prevent them from being all over the floor and would, in fact, make it a little bit easier for books to be spread throughout the house. I don't find that it really takes that much time to put books back on a bookshelf, so I don't really mind having them there, and I prefer the look of it to having a basket, taking up more floor space. Once I have straightened up the couches and removed some of the laundry that needs to be folded into a basket, and also removed the cat, who has no idea what's going on, I straightened up a few more spaces. And once the living room is ready for visitors, it is time to open up the shades or blinds to daytime level. This is something I remember my grandma always doing. As soon as her house was ready to be seen, she would open up her curtains and everybody would know that she was awake. She was very well known for doing this within her apartment complex. And here you can see I decided to change out the blanket on my corner chair to better match the new wallpaper. This is also a new room in our house, as our son did not have his own room before and it was only a 2-bedroom house. We are very happy to have this extra space for him. And of course, I am doing things slightly backwards because I almost forgot to vacuum. Once this is done, you will take your basket full of things with you and move on into the dining room. Now, this is, of course, where everything is kind of arranged oddly because we had a party and we pushed the table to the wall just so we could serve food easier. But in the same manner as the dining room, I am cleaning up the floors and tidying all of the spaces, and then I wanted to see whether I would like our new buffet better under the window. So here you can see that I am trying to decide whether I want to put the buffet under the window or keep it where it is. One of the methods that I like to use is putting everything in a central location so that it is easier to sort and remove things instead of moving about the room and just picking things up randomly. So I put everything on the table to sort, and then I removed the old dirty tablecloth. decided that I really did not want the table to be in this direction, and I moved the buffet back to its original position. I am so happy with this buffet. I found it at a thrift store, and it is exactly what I have been wanting for all of my linens, and it keeps the dining room looking so much tidier than the old shelf that we used to have there, which we just repurposed from another space in the house. It belonged to the old owner, and it was just there, not really for looks and more for practicality, but it was really not the nicest thing. So now that we are going into our bedroom, you should take anything with you that belongs to the bedroom as you go to make the beds and straighten the room. In your daily tidying of the bedroom, remove any dirty laundry. And don't forget to pet the cat. Making the beds is one of my favorite parts of the day because I think that our bed looks so pretty right now with this bedspread, which I found from Pioneer Woman. I had been wanting this particular bedspread for a very long time and finally found it in the sale section for $35, which is a steal. And I love how our pillows go with the bedspread. So then it is time to straighten up the room, and all I really needed to do was finish my tidy up of my dresser because I hadn't finished it in a previous day's clean. Here you can also dust if necessary and do any other cleanup such as vacuuming or sweeping. In your daily tidying of the bathroom, fold the towels neatly on the racks and replace the dirty towels with clean ones. Wipe the basin and the soap dish if you have one. Check your toilet paper and soap supplies, which is honestly something that I always forget to do, and then put anything that doesn't belong into a basket to take out and return to the kitchen. Move on to the kitchen. Check over your menu plan for the day and make a list of any necessary groceries or errands. Check the fridge for leftovers and menu revisions. Make any necessary phone calls or appointments. Do any long advanced dinner prep, such as making dessert. Wipe the work surfaces, stove and fridge, and wash the dishes. Dispose of the garbage, rinse out the dishcloth, and hang the dish towels to dry. Sweep or mop the kitchen floor. This should leave you an hour or two of free time before lunch. If your spouse is away through the day, you can prepare your lunch tray before you leave the kitchen so it will only take a few minutes to assemble when you are hungry. If this is your day to go grocery shopping or run errands, now is the time to do it. Or, if you have scheduled a simple dinner that does not require your attention until an hour or two before mealtime, you are now free to do work or hobbies until late afternoon. We are done. That is the video. That is the morning routine. I have to admit, I actually got started on this a little bit later than I was supposed to, and I was cleaning until about 1 o'clock, but still not too bad, especially considering that I was cleaning up after a 1-year-old's birthday party and an Easter celebration where the kids came home and dumped all their stuff all over the floor. So I am very happy with how this day turned out. If you would like any of the cleaning routines that you've seen me do, I am currently working on getting the 1920s and 1930s ones up on my Ko-Fi shop page, which is linked down below. It'll just say vintage cleaning routines. It is pay what you will. So you can pay $0 if you would like to. You can pay like $5 if you want to. Whatever you feel like paying. Doesn't matter to me. I just thought it would be a nice option to support my channel if you want to. I could especially use the support at the moment because we had an emergency repair on our home, and yeah, that's a lot of money to suddenly have to provide. If you could just watch and subscribe and like and comment, interact with my videos a little bit more over the next few months, it really would help, because any interaction and watching and liking will boost my ad revenue pay, so that is super helpful. Y'all did boost my revenue for last month when I posted about the emergency repair on my community page. Thank you so much. I cannot express how grateful I am for all of you and everyone who has sent me donations through Ko-Fi. You really don't have to. Somebody asked in my comments, so I added the link, but I don't ever want anyone to feel obligated. Just watching and subscribing is totally enough to help us get out of this little financial road bump that we were not expecting. We are on the lower income end of things, so we definitely did not have a savings to like counteract it or anything. But with your help watching my videos, we will definitely be okay, although it's not, we're gonna have to like not take vacation this year or something just to counteract the extra cost. Anyway, all of that aside, I really genuinely cannot thank all of you enough for watching my videos a little extra and sending a little extra love through my Ko-Fi link. If you want to, you can absolutely check out my Ko-Fi link, get yourself a cleaning routine, do whatever you will with that, but please don't ever feel obligated to send me money. I really do think that the most helpful thing you can do is watch my videos, subscribe, share them with your friends, share them around wherever you are on the internet. That is always so helpful to any content creator because, you know, this is our job and livelihood. And I am so thankful for all of you. I didn't ever imagine that I would be where I am right now, and it's still blowing my mind a little bit. I wish I could give all of you a huge hug. You really are the most wonderful people, and this is such an amazing community that has come to me, and I'm gonna make myself cry. So that was this video. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. That again is really helping right now as we deal with some unexpected financial difficulties. I just hope that all of you feel as loved and cared for as you have made me feel over the last few weeks as we deal with everything that life has thrown at us. I hope that you feel safe and loved wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! So, if you're interested in learning more about it, stick around. No. Hello, friends, and blah 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 blah. Most of you know me as the vintage... Hello.